What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Oh my gosh, we're so excited to be here with you guys. If you don't already know me, my name is Jackie Lacroix. I have run online businesses for over 10 years now, which is crazy.
Wow.
And I know, right? Health and wellness, relationships, and business. And I have with me one of my best friends
Ooh.
and business baller, Eileen Wilder. If you don't know Eileen yet, let me introduce you. This incredible woman was formerly a pastor for
Mm.
about 20 years. I remember those days. I remember when I
Mhm.
met you. We go
Yeah.
back.
Oh my
And she and
gosh.
her husband were living on pretty humble means, right? So he was
Yeah.
Uber driving.
Yes.
You guys, if you've done that, if you get it, okay, there you go. But Eileen got into online business and is one of the fastest movers I've ever met in online business. Some people call her the queen of the stage. I consider her the queen of ROI. And what we're going to talk about today combines a little bit of both. So Eileen has
Mm.
shared the stage with Russell Brunson,
Oh, Russell.
Tony Robbins. She has crushed it. And one of her specialties is teaching people how to sell from the stage so that they can have 6 and 7 figure days.
Oh,
We said days without being on sales calls and hating your life forever.
let's
Yes?
go. Let's
So,
go.
Eileen,
Yeah,
what
let's
are you to the people?
What's up, guys? Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching this or the replay. And if you're a coach, consultant, or entrepreneur, and you want to learn how to sell from stage, then listen up. We have something really cool I'm going to share with you, even inside this video. And if you have no idea what selling from stage is, like Jackie, did you know what that was a few short years ago? Selling.
No, I mean, the concept technically makes sense, but I didn't know it was a whole thing.
Yeah, it's like a whole thing.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing. Now, what's awesome is if you're familiar with public speaking, the real difference between selling from stage is somebody who's making an offer at the end of their presentation. But what's so cool about this is if you have salespeople that are in, or maybe if are you watching this video and you're taking sales calls? Let's just
We love you. It's okay. It's okay.
you can just lie down when listen to this video. It can be exhausting building your business over the phone. That's
Oh
the
my gosh,
game.
girl.
Yes.
100%.
And we'll talk about like our painful stories in just a second, but we learned this skill of actually just doing a presentation one to many, like one to lots of people in a room. And it doesn't even have to be lots of people. Actually, my first one, Jackie, was 12 people. And did the presentation. First time not doing sales calls. I was like, I'm just going to give it a go. And we did our first 6-figure day. So that's the process we want to break down for you here inside this video. And it gets rid of sales calls, gets rid of sales teams, and more importantly, gets your message out faster to those you're called to reach. Because think about the power of an event, the power of a live event. It's so cool. So it adds like make more, well, working less. So
Oh my.
Jackie, let's talk about the pain for a moment. Sales calls. How did you wind up on sales calls? Let's talk about that. And what was that? What was life like for you in
Oh
that
my
space?
gosh, it feels like we're in some kind of Addicts Anonymous meeting. Like, how did you end up on sales calls? You know, it's presented often, Eileen, as the only way, right? So
Mm,
the way I ended up on sales calls is I found high ticket, and the way that I was trained to
yeah,
sell high ticket was to get on sales calls, right? And that was the
yeah.
only way, quote unquote, to sell anything beyond $2,000, I was told.
Mhm.
So I think what was so painful is that there was no alternative presented, right? There was
Great point.
no
Great point.
end of that, right? Because sometimes when you're testing an offer, you want to get on the phone, you want to hear some feedback. I get it. But when that's the only way you see your business looking for the
Right, right.
rest of your business career, that's when
Mhm.
it's exhausting. So
Yeah.
it was working, Eileen. Like the ads were bringing people onto my
Yeah.
calendar. I was booking one
Great
on one
point.
call after one on one call, but it's exhausting.
Exhausting.
And just the idea that there was never going to be another path for bringing
Mhm.
in great revenue
Mm.
kind of just hurts your
Yeah.
will to live, you know?
Yeah, so that's a lot of who I'm speaking to, Jackie. I feel like watching this video is maybe you're doing all the things, right, that the gurus are telling you to do or the programs are telling you to do, and it's a hustle out there on organic. Maybe it's even a hustle and even a strain if you're running ads right now because there's no end in sight, right? You're like, how do I crack consistent 6-figure months? How do I crack 7-figure months? I remember that was a really big question for me when I was stuck, maybe at 6 figures per month. I was like, how do we get into the $1 million months? And that was when I still remember, Jackie, the month that I was over $100,000 per month. but I was still on the phone. I was so proud of myself. It was like I was proud of myself that I was like, "Get it, Eileen, you're crushing it," but I was like, how do you have you ever wondered this? Like, how do you go from here to there? Like, and
Yes.
then what's the fastest way to go from here to there?
Totally.
You know
Especially when you're considering lifestyle design, right? When for
Yes.
you, it's not just the numbers. It's like, I still want
Yeah.
to like my life. I want to take care of my health. I want to be with my kids. Yes, I could spend even more time on the phone, but that's not the goal.
That's not the goal, 100%. So I remember around that time learning about and actually it was like during COVID, and I remember hearing about the transition between kinda live events going into virtual events.
Mm,
So I put together my very first, like, janky virtual event. It was awesome. I still remember I was doing it kind of, taking care of my mom as she was, very sick,
yes.
and seeing the same like, it work virtually, and that
Yeah.
was when I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is gonna be crazy pants." So if you're watching this, like, the ease of filling virtual events, like, let me less than 200 people inside of an event started doing $1,000,000 a day for us. So I
Yep.
wanna encourage you, you don't need to be Tony Robbins, though I love Tony Robbins. I just like, we get these impressions, right, Jackie, that it has to be a certain thing, you know what I
Yep.
mean? We have to look a certain way, we have to be a superstar, I think, to do this, and I just wanna encourage somebody to, like, you don't have to be a superstar to figure this out. You can be like a normal everyday mom like
Yep.
I am, like Jackie is, like, literally doing 6 and 7-figure days from your home office. So, that is why we put together this new challenge coming up on Monday. So I wanted to just extend an invitation. I'm gonna dive into the system of how you can do it real quick if you want to on this video, but if you wanna dive deeper with us, there's a link somewhere on here, and we're gonna start on Monday, how to perfect your pitch. So your pitch is like how to make it sound irresistible so that people want so people here's the caveat, Jackie, that people want to buy it. Like,
Yeah.
I think the big mistake that I see out there is a lot of people over teaching. So if you're an
Mm,
entrepreneur, coach, consultant, that's the number one mistake that I hear people doing when they're pitching. And maybe what would you say, Jackie? Because we perfect a lot of pitches. Like you and I would do this frequently. What
yep.
would you say, like, are the other big mistakes that you're seeing when people are, presenting their offer?
100%. I think people get into a desperation energy, right? Where that's a whole video right there, where they're really hoping that this one person comes through. And that's one of the bottlenecks that
Mm,
selling from stage removes, is because now you have a huge audience that's all listening to one pitch.
yeah,
So there's less of that, oh my gosh, I'm spending an hour of my time. I
yeah,
really hope this person comes through. So I see that. And then I see a lot of that features versus benefits issue, where people are
mhm,
so in love with whatever it is they're pitching that they see only all of the modules that they intend to deliver or whatever it is,
100%.
and not what's in it, the result that the person wants to make their
Um,
purchasing decision on.
I cannot if preach it, say it one more time, Jackie, for the people in the back.
Stop selling the features.
And you and I will see even really experienced entrepreneurs, and if you're watching this, I wanna say, like, it's not your fault. Sometimes you're so close to your stuff, it's hard to see how to say this in a way that will magnetically attract your ideal you're too in it, you know what I mean? So
100%.
we need somebody else to perfect our pitch.
Definitely. And also, Eileen, I think that there's a huge, it's an art form to switch from
Yeah,
selling one to one to one to many. And that's
great
why I'm
point.
so glad that you're teaching this more, because it's just going to save so many people's lives and businesses and families probably.
Yeah,
But I've watched, even again, successful entrepreneurs, even when they were selling from stage or trying to, and
mm,
I've watched them in their beautiful teaching and delivering energy. And then as they switch into the pitch, which is a whole thing that is not really how it should work. It's
yeah,
not like
yeah,
content and then suddenly, oh,
great
I'm
point.
pitching. But when they do, if they're doing it in that uninformed way, their energy just drops, right? I've watched people who have
Yeah,
been standing to teach in high
wow,
energy, and then they will
yeah,
sit down in an almost apology. So there's some
wow.
mindset issues, I think, around understanding the value that you're bringing,
Mm.
and how do you literally stand and deliver that in a one-to-many scenario, whether it's in person or virtual. So
Yeah,
this stuff is so
so
important.
great. Oh my gosh, so good. Yeah, so let me be honest with those of you who watch this isn't one of those things that you can watch a YouTube video and just nail.
No.
It really isn't one of those things. There's energy, there's mindset, there's open loops, there's there's things we're doing inside of the pitch that I know for me personally took me a while to dive in. That's one of the reasons why I
Okay.
wanted to teach this faster for those of you who want to perfect your pitch with us. Um, Yes. So I just want to say that to those. I kind of caution people because people are like, I got it.
Yeah.
And I'm
Ooh,
like, do you though? Like, you know what I'm still hearing you pitch? So there are somebody saying nuances in the comments. Nuances.
100%. And
There's
we had to
nuance.
learn them too, right?
Yeah.
Like total love. We've been like, I've got this. And then we're like,
I
I
do
did
not
not
have
have
this.
that in me.
Yeah, this is not being
And
had
no
right
shame, but
now.
we have learned. Yeah, 100%. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Okay, Eileen. So tell
Okay.
us what you've got for us. I know
Yeah,
there's some
so
systems hiding behind you.
this is a system we're gonna dive into starting Monday. So here we go. So
Oh,
the
good.
system is first step is to listen. So this is a big mistake is that many people are not listening to what their audience is saying they want.
Mm,
And many times, Jackie, people are actually saying the exact name of the thing that they're telling you the names, they're telling you
yes.
what they want in the offer, they're telling you, please cover this inside your virtual event. But here's what I'm finding, people aren't listening.
Listening.
So I know, like, don't sleep on listening because you can actually walk into a room, know nothing, and by the end of that event, have the perfect pitch if you can do the one thing most entrepreneurs aren't willing to do or know how to do, which is listen. And then we create the offer. We create it exactly around the bright, beautiful future the audience is saying they want. In fact, many times, here's a ninja tip for those of you watching the video, we'll say to the audience, like, hey, what would be an ideal solution for you if you're struggling with this? People are start loading in you know what I would love? Some feedback on, I mean, they're just telling you, you know, what would be amazing if is this. And if you'll just listen and then create, then you can move to that last step, which is the invitation. Most people, Jackie, are trying to sell somebody, and that's the number one reason they don't make sales
Mm,
is because they're trying to sell someone and they are not anchored in the value of what it is they have to offer. And so they come off needy. You said
yeah.
desperate. And nothing will kill that pitch more than you needing the sale. So if I can encourage somebody today, stop needing that sale
Amen.
and get into an invitation energy, which is a drawing energy. Would you add any
Oh
adjectives
yeah,
to that, Jackie?
100%. It's attractive. It's
And attractive.
attractive as heck, right? It's the sense of someone has something of great value and their self-worth or identity or success isn't dependent on me. And so now it allows them to lean in, right? We're not
Yeah,
leaning in and chasing energy. We're like, I'm here and this is amazing. And you're so welcome to come
yeah.
to the party. And they're like,
You're
tell
welcome.
me more, right? So it causes the audience to lean in, which is the direction you want them to go in.
100, well said. So if that's what we want to invite you into, if you want to magnetically attract your perfect clients, and stop growing your business with a lot of hustle and grind, a lot of I want to save your life, someone watching this video, from a lot of overwhelm and a lot you're like, if I could just wrap my arms around somebody today, I'd just be like, you're probably working a lot harder than you need to be working. And let me show you an easier, faster way, which is called selling from stage. So consider this an invitation to our party. You can click the link somewhere below. Party starts Monday. It'll be a couple hours around lunchtime, Monday through Friday, where we're going to perfect your pitch altogether, make it sound super irresistible, where the audience is saying yes and amen. So, Jackie, any last words to
Oh
encourage
my
our friends
God.
today?
You know, I think again, and we've said things like this in the past, but this has changed our lives, right?
Yeah,
So, for the business owner who is exhausted, I saw a post the other day saying it's so hard to crack those multiple six figures.
yeah,
It feels like the answer is just more calls, more hustle, build a sales team, like
mhm,
make it harder.
yeah,
We really want to encourage you. And in the legally acceptable ways I can say this, promise you, but I can't. So I can't, it's highly likely that this is the way to crack the ceiling that's in front of you, whatever next goal you have, while actually having a life that you still love that allows you to flourish. So that's why
mm,
I'm here. I know Eileen, this is you
beautiful.
do
Well
this.
said.
And if you're thinking, I don't see a way to get past the hours and the stuckness and the hustle, this is the way. So we cannot wait to
Woo,
gift you
woo,
this
woo,
system
woo.
information. Come hang out with us next week. It's going to be a
Go.
blast.
Let's go.
Let's
Can't
go.
Yeah, so click the link. We can't wait to see you there. It starts Monday. We'll get ready.
Do
Perfect your pitch.
it.
All right, team. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.
Bye, everybody.